I will try to put something extra every week, so something like an interesting, entertaining thing, also useful. And most of them will be from here, from this book. This is Pragmatic Thinking and Learning. It's from the Pragmatic Programmers. This is, I don't know, this is maybe their fourth book, I don't remember exactly. But very interesting. It says, refactor your wetware. So it's about how to utilize your brain more effectively, because we're all programming, as I said, it's a smart tool. Like carpenters are working with their hands, many professions, many crafts working with their hands. And these people, pragmatic programmers, they are more thinking like this is a craft. So they're in this line of thought. So I will just tell you a few things from there, and I hope that everybody has a pen and paper. Well, actually 2 sheets of paper and a pen that you're comfortable with. I will, because asking you to participate in a small experiment. Well, there are 2 experiments actually. One is easy. The other one is that you need to do something. Well, both of them you need to do something, but in one of them you need to use your pen and paper. All right, so what they're talking about, one of the things that they're talking about is this, the left and the right brain. I don't know if you watched it over TED.com. There was a lady neuroscientist who had a stroke on her left brain. I don't know if anyone watched it over there. You did. Okay. That's very interesting. Well, I'm recently reading a book about the split brain, the brain that is split, because anatomically there's a left brain and a right brain, and in that video she was holding the brain in her hand. It was really, when you look at it, it is really split, where there's definitely a left brain and a right brain. There had been a lot of discussion about that. Left and right brain has been overused, and some of the functions that they were thinking that only present in left brain or only present in right brain is actually not so like that. I mean, there are some portions that they think that is only in left brain. They found out that it is also in right brain. But the other book that I'm reading, I can also put that on the website. That is The Master and His Emissary. This guy is a psychiatrist, so it's a medical doctor, expertise in psychiatry. He says, well, after all, there's definitely a split. So why there is a split? And what is there any functions that these 2 parts of the brain are doing? So giving a lot of detailed accounts of when the brain is split with because there is the 2 brains are connected in the root somewhere. It has a special name, I forgot. They split this brain in order to get rid of the effects of epilepsy. In epilepsy patients, they found out that if they split this connection between left and brain, the patients are able to continue their normal lives. Plus, they don't have any more epilepsy attacks. But they have some. There's some differences are coming up from a normal person that has no split. Also, there are some patients with a stroke that had a stroke on left or right. So with those things, they figured out what is different, which part is doing what. So this is about that. Well, one of the first things that, of course, we now know is that your left brain is connected. Well, actually, your right eye is connected to your left brain, and your left eye is connected to your right brain. It's actually the whole body is like that. It's also true for hands. Left hand is connected to the right brain. Right hand is connected to the left brain. So there are funny things going on over there. Like, well, it says innocent and carefree. Stuart's left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. So these things really do happen with the split brains. When they look at something with their left eye, I will not tell you about that. For example, the verbal center is in the left. So when you look at something, when those patients look at something with the left eye, they're not able to tell you what it is. Like they're looking at a key, they have a split brain with an operation, their brain is split. They're looking at the key with their left eye, because then the image is coming to their right brain. They are not able to say that it is a key. So these things are very interesting. And well, these are the futures of left and right. Left is verbal, analytic, symbolic, abstract. It is digital, logical, and linear. That when you start to do something with really thinking, like doing an addition and multiplication for your head, or thinking about what I'm going to do today, like my schedule type of things. These are all done by this. And also abstraction, that you look at things and you make things abstract. It is like out of the real world. It is, maybe you heard about Plato's, the world of ideas. Maybe you heard about it. Plato, you know Plato. Well, Plato has the idea that the world has like you're looking at, well, he has a metaphor. He says everyone is looking, is perceiving world as if they are looking at a cave. In that they are located in a cave, there's a fire behind, and they are chained, and they have to be looking directly to the wall. There's the fire behind them, and all they see is their reflections, their shadows. And some people are coming and going, and all they see is the shadows, and they think that this is the real world. And he says that, but there's a real world outside, and when you took one of those people out of their chains and take him out, and take to the outside of the cave, and looks at the sun for the first time, and sees the thing for the real, and then try to get back and tell this account to their friends, chained, they wouldn't believe him. This is type of the thing that he's thinking. Like there's an abstract, mathematical, scientific way of thinking, which is not really directly involved in this world, like this physical world. It is not experienced within the body, but it is abstracted. So, but in this way, it is easy to transfer from one person to the other person. Okay, so this is one way of the world, one way of thinking about the world. The right-hand side is non-verbal. So, like, it is the same goes with the verbalization, that it is kind of abstraction as well. You are experiencing things, like you see a book, maybe not a good example, you see a pen, well, this pen is a unique pen, or you see a person, this person is a unique person. But it is very difficult to verbalize his character, everything. But what you say is that this is a person. So it is abstracted, like he's one of these persons. So this is the left's job. But the right's job is that you don't understand. You don't really, you understand, but you are not able to express it like you're in your dreams. They are so detailed, there's many things are happening. When you wake up, you're not able to verbalize it, not able to say what happened. So this is more like experiencing the person, like interacting with that person and knowing about his character. Afterwards, for example, when you want to describe him, when somebody asks him, can you describe him to me? It's difficult to do that, but you have an understanding. For example, face recognition is happening in the right-hand side of the brain. But when I see you again, or when you see somebody again, you can immediately recognize, but not able to describe. Like in an account that you are a witness of a crime and you have to describe the person, you can't do that because, it is difficult. Either you have to be able to draw if you have a talent, or it's very difficult. But what are you going to say? He has two eyes and a nose. this is something difficult. But when you see that person again, you immediately recognize that person. So this is more also a more special, like it's about space, about orientation. It's happening in the right brain. It's intuitive, holistic. It's, well, this is linear, as I said, but this is parallel. And one very unique thing about the right brain is that it is very receptive for the new things. Whatever happens new in your environment, it is immediately picked up with your right brain and then transferred to the left brain. This is what they found out. So, well, there is a small experiment that I will do. But let me first skip that. I made a mistake. Okay, here I go. All right, there is a small experiment. Please look at this. It doesn't work very well with this, so I will do like this. So, which way the cat is turning? Can you tell me? Is it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
So, people who say that clockwise, raise their hand. People say counterclockwise. Okay, only one person? There's a new guy coming in. When you look at this video, what do you think? That is this cat turning clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Okay. Well, different opinion, of course. Right? So, well, people say that this is, but actually it is not turning in such a way. You can make it turn the other way around, actually. Can you do that? If you say that it is turning counterclockwise, you can make it make a mistake. You can make it turn the other way around if you really work on it. Can you do that? If anyone can do this, you can do it. So you can make it turn in both directions. If you, I don't know, if you have the trick.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't make it. I cannot make it, but if
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
it's anyhow. So it's maybe you know this, right? So it's a viewpoint of the people, that we have different viewpoint. Well, this is about, they say, I don't know, I haven't really checked it out, but I found it on YouTube. It says if you say that it's clockwise, it is you're using right brain, you're more right brain dominant person. If it's counterclockwise, it says it's more left brain dominant person. Okay, great. So the other example, we did the first test, the first experiment. We will do another experiment with you. Now you need this paper and the pen. Please, everyone, could you please get a pen and paper? That would be great. And we can stop the video here because it's going to take a little long time.